Dennis and I are back for the We Are ND Nation podcast, season 5, episode number 4. We're going to be talking about basically the first 5 weeks of Notre Dame's football season, what is coming up. Holy cow, the amazing weekend we just had in college football. We also have our Idiot of the Week and our game picks against Stanford. Stay right here on the We Are ND Nation podcast. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the We Are ND Nation podcast. I am Evan J. Thomas, and with me always is Dennis Stover. This is episode number 4. We have taken the past several weeks off. Lots going on with that. We will get to that in a moment. But today's show, we'll talk about the first 5 weeks of Notre Dame season, and now their number 11 ranking, tied with Iowa State. I mean, how are you tied in a ranking? Just put one at 11, one at 12. But anyway, we also had our idiots of the week that we picked, along with our game picks. And since we've had a few weeks off, let's just start with Dennis on what the hell have you been up to the past month, man?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. If you'll notice, the backdrop has changed yet again because I have left the wonderful and my home now, I'd like to consider New York City, Brooklyn, and I moved upstate 90 miles to the Catskills, which is this beautiful mountain, actual real mountains, not like what Evan has in the Midwest. He's actually not in Chicago anymore, so I take that back, Evan. But anyway, so it's really nice, Catskills. Little slower life. I'm executive chef at a place called Bittersweet, which is part of a resort / wellness spa area called Hemlock Never Sink. So if you'd like to ever come and visit, hit up Evan, or you can figure out how to get a hold of me somehow with I think we got 10 viewers, so they all know how to get a hold of me.
Sometimes 12.
Yeah, sometimes 12. But that's all right. Keep hanging in there, 10. And so it's great. I've been moving. Sorry if I'm a little hyped because it's only my second day of work. And so I was getting new and all that stuff, but it's great. Little slow down pace of life because I'm getting old. And yeah, here we fucking go.
So you moved from downtown Brooklyn up into the mountains of the Catskills of New York. I moved from the suburban area of Chicago to downtown Cincinnati.
Woo!
Where I'm at now, which basically
Queen City.
Yeah, the Queen City. There's actually 2 Queen Cities. You know the other one in the U.S.
It's Maryland? No, Charlotte.
Bingo, Charlotte, North Carolina is all. I'm actually here this week. I'm going to be heading back up north to Chicago soon. But yeah, spending the week. And today, basically, I've been upstairs on the rooftop drinking beer and just hanging out. It's been a great day and listening to music. So yeah, Dennis and I have had a lot going on. I'm going to get into one of the cool things that I recently did too. So I was in Tennessee. Whoa, did I just freeze up?
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, you're moving.
Okay, well, mine froze up. So, okay. So I went to Knoxville, Tennessee. It was about 4 weeks ago now. Actually, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yes, your experience at Neyland.
At Neyland Stadium.
Wow.
Tennessee Volunteers take on Kent State. It was what was the score? It was 66-0 at halftime. And I think it was 77-0 was the final score. I left at halftime.
Yeah.
But that was also because I tailgated for 7 hours before that, and with an amazing group called the Smoky Slam Tailgaters. They actually have a name of their group.
Smoky Slam Tailgaters.
That's just a name that they came up with. These dudes are fucking awesome. I put out my not new TV show. So I did a show a couple of years ago called The Tailgaters. Well, brought it back, did that. And then last week I got to film with Holtz's Heroes. So I got to film with Lee Becton. Got to Coach Holt.
Yeah, I saw that.
Him out. Holtz. I got to meet Pat Terrell. Holy shit, there was a bunch of players.
Legends. Every single one of them.
Devon Donald was there. Frank Stams. Who else was there? Berline showed up. I didn't get a picture with him though, but yeah, pretty fun. So you can check that out. That's on YouTube. Same channel that you find us on. Just look up the Tailgaters playlist there.
Yeah, well done, Ev.
Lots going on. And this past weekend in college football.
Oh, what a fantastic weekend of college football. I
Shit,
mean, one of the best weekends of college football in years.
in years.
Excellent.
Five,
Excellent. And ND didn't play. Maybe that's why it was so good.
correct, because they didn't win and they didn't lose. So 5 of the top 11 teams lost.
Unbelievable.
Number 1, Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, which we're going to get into more of that later.
Oh,
Before Tennessee lost to Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Missouri lost, Michigan
Missouri
lost,
lost to A&M.
Washington, and then USC lost.
Spoiled children lost to Minnesota.
Minnesota. There you go. So holy
and
shit.
Did Michigan lose?
That's what I said. Michigan
Oh,
lost.
I'm sorry.
Washington. And then I think number 24, 22 lost as well. But that one really
And
did.
Penn State was close because Illinois gave them a hell of a game, but then they pulled away late.
They did. And
I like that Illinois team, man.
interesting shocker that Indiana is still undefeated.
Oh, yo, Indiana's still undefeated.
6-0.
Navy and Army are 5-0.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Crazy to see that. So did you watch any of the games? And not only that, but not only did Bama lose to Vanderbilt, but 2 weeks ago, that epic comeback from Bama.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. That game was sensational. I would love to see.
Oh my God.
I got nothing against Bama. I mean, I am tired of seeing him win. It'd be nice. I like Georgia. I like Kirby Smart. I like what he's doing. Somebody else, I'll take Georgia. I really thought Georgia was a better team, but obviously, I want to get into it now. It was a great game. It was a great
20
game.
Nothing, not 20 nothing at halftime.
I don't want to segue into the later part, so I'll talk about that 28-0 thing in a bit. But it was a great game. I mean, and Georgia coming back like that, fucking awesome. So it makes me question Alabama's defense. They're not that legit, but we'll get into that later. What else? Yeah, I guess that's it with that game.
And
but it was a great game.
So the interesting thing about last week was Vanderbilt beating number 1.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt came into this game unranked.
And what, they were 2-2?
2-2. And not only that, but they basically led from beginning to end.
Beginning to end.
Alabama had nothing.
Vanderbilt, listen to this, everybody. Vanderbilt, Commodores, pushed around the Crimson Tide all day, had the lead on them all day, and they were up at least by 2 scores at a couple points. At 10, I don't know if it was ever got to 14, but because I was moving and it was hard for me to focus on Saturday about the games. But they led the whole game. Kalen DeBoer lost that game. He lost that game. And I just, the whole team, you know what happened? What happened is what happened to ND after we beat A&M. They got on their own hype train and they fell for their own trap. And nobody's going to beat us. We're world beaters. We're this and that. We've arrived. And guess what? You haven't arrived anywhere.
Interesting you bring up the hype train. So if you've seen those Dr. Pepper commercials.
Yeah.
They were spot on with that.
They're beyond spot on.
They've been pretty damn good with these.
They're always there. They're always right.
I want you to tell me what you told me before we came onto the show. What you said about the one caller in the Paul Feinbein.
Oh, okay. So this is everything. And this is why I'm so frustrated, because this is what ND used to be. The way this fan was, this is how ND used to be. And that's why a couple weeks ago, I felt bad for the simple fact people probably thought, man, this guy has no life. He's after the NIU loss. But Notre Dame doesn't lose to NIU. So this guy calls Paul Feinbaum's show. I forget his name. Oh, he went by Legend, and he had this southern, deep southern drawl, and he was great.
Yeah, man, that's kind of what it sounded like.
And so he's going in, and he was bringing up points. It was funny because my friend Kevin was like, "Hey, man, he's like you, but with a southern accent." And so, because he was lighting him up, he was lighting up Kalen DeBoer, and he's like, "Look, Alabama does not lose to Vanderbilt." He was going through all the past. Mike Dubois, Mike Shula, who other Alabama coaches that were hired and fired before Nick Saban, never lost to Vanderbilt. This guy's already lost to Vanderbilt.
First season.
And he goes, "That's your first strike." And then that immediately made me think, well, fuck us. We already got 3 strikes with Freeman. He's got 1 this year and 2 in 1 year. So he's out. And I'm not calling for him to be fired. But I'm just saying, man, if he doesn't make the playoffs now, because this is how mad we should be. We shouldn't be. NIU. I'm sorry, but
So there was a tweet that I saw yesterday that I laughed at too. So somebody was like, "Thank you, Vanderbilt, for now putting Notre Dame out of the misery of having the worst loss of the year."
Yeah, seriously, that is thank you.
Because Alabama literally has the worst loss. Not only that, though, you have Tennessee has the second worst loss with losing to an unranked Arkansas team.
Yeah, right. And that, and that's, yeah, it's just.
I mean, we weren't number 4 or we weren't number 1. Well, we were number 5 when we lost.
We were number 5. Just think of that, man. We'd be number 2 or 3 right now. But this fucking team lost to NIU.
All right, so let's segue into what the hell has been going on the last 3 games with Notre Dame's offense. Because, yes, they did win 66 to, what was it, 10 against
10 or something like that to Purdue.
I don't know.
But the defense had, we had a lot. We had Boubacar Toure had a interception return for a touchdown.
Out for the season as well.
Yeah, I know, man. The injury bug. It's like,
where's ACL? You got your offensive lineman for the year.
I don't want anybody to get injured, but maybe like Leonard could tweak his ankle or something. Anyway, no, nobody should get injured.
The butter in there. But anyway, you were going.
No, so that was great. It was a great game, good performance. And then they had just almost like the slog against Miami of Ohio. It got going a little bit, but in Louisville too. They just can't. What is it about them not getting up for home games?
And actually, you and I talked about that.
Warbrick and the stupid ACC agreement, and then we got these teams that have no business coming to Notre Dame Stadium. Well, I shouldn't say that because NIU beat us. So,
yeah,
it's just not an intimidating place. There's no intimidation at all for Notre Dame Stadium.
Against Louisville, you and I were texting back and forth, and in that final drive that Notre Dame was trying to run the ball out to kind of keep the lead.
Right.
A quarterback run. Then they went quarterback rollout and he got sacked. Yeah. What happened to your running back?
I don't know where the running backs are. Do they not trust him? Does Mike Denbrock? I thought he was supposed to be a better play call. Even he called better plays when he was under Kelly.
I think he
is frustrated.
Being handcuffed because of his quarterback.
Because he can't fucking throw.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go over Riley Leonard's passing yards through 5 games now. 5 games. 750 passing yards, 65.1% completion, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Angeli had the first passing touchdown before Leonard did.
Yeah, we did not need him.
So Leonard has 376 yards rushing and also 7 rushing touchdowns, which obviously.
Yeah, that's what they should do is put that package in. Like, make him a Tony Rice then. If you can't throw the ball, then let's go.
And we saw.
You know what the great teams have done, like what Alabama does? Because remember, Alabama had for a long time had McElroy and like pocket passers and stuff. But then they got Bryce Young and Jalen Hurts. And their offensive coordinators adapted the playbook around what they had. Wake up, ND.
Exactly. Around what they had. And they weren't afraid to pull people in and out either.
Hello?
Yeah.
Make a pack like Malik was saying and stuff. Put packages in for him then, because he's thrown the ball a little bit better the last couple games, but he still misses sometimes, man. Not sometimes, a lot of times, and he still hangs onto the ball too long. And against
Louisville, he did have 2 sweet touchdown passes. Those 2 over the middle were really nice. He had the one to Greathouse. I think it was Bo Collins was the other one.
Yeah. No, he had 2, and I think I was saying, beautiful touches and best throws of the year.
If he would have over or underthrown any of those, that's where you look and be like, dude, you had a guy wide open. We already know he's missed open receivers. This is wide open going seam down the middle. You cannot miss that.
Oh, yeah, you can't. No. And it's just So maybe he's gaining a little more confidence. Again, I don't want to shit on a young kid, but it's frustrating, man. Frustrating for the simple fact, again, we just didn't need to bring him in. We didn't need to bring him in. Oh, and guess what else, everybody? If you haven't been paying attention, bye-bye Deuce Knight.
I'm not really worried about that just because of Carr and Angeli and Jelly.
I know, but still, man. Just anyway, development, folks. Exactly. You know, it's great that this NIL and this transfer portal is awesome, but look what happens. Florida State is a perfect example. What's Florida State's record?
They haven't won a game yet, have they?
No, they're 1-4 or some shit like that, 1-5. But my point is you can't build a team like the Marlins did in their first World Series, or you just put it, or the Diamondbacks did 2001 against the Yankees. You just can't build a team on NIL because these players, 1 year, these players got their own personalities and their own characteristics, and they've never played together before. So the minute they lose that first game, they're like, what do I care? I just got to make it to the NFL now. So I understand still bringing trends, but we've got to develop, man. And we have developed. That's what pisses me off about it. It's like you had Angeli on the roster for 3 years now, and he's been through it. And he's not. I'm not saying he's the next Trevor Lawrence or Carson Beck or Jalen Milroe, but
he's a good, solid.
But he would have got. I guarantee you, we wouldn't have lost to NIU. That's what I mean. Like Leonard, he's not an ND guy.
No. Yeah, I mean, and like you were saying, like he's brought in. He's they recruit him. They recruit Angeli as a Notre Dame guy. Riley was not recruited, obviously, as a Notre Dame guy. So you have these guys already have the mentality that they want to play for Notre Dame. They want to win. Then
but he just doesn't get Notre Dame though. I don't give a fuck if he's put eye black crosses all over his fucking face. It's not going to help him.
Correct. So, as I was saying, basically, though, you basically pushed out Notre Dame lifers for a guy coming in for a 1-year stopgate, and not even that good of one either.
Exactly. I could understand, like, who was it, to take a quarterback that has 2 years remaining. But the last 2 years, Freeman has lived and died on this hill of this 1-year quarterback thing. Angeli could have got him to the playoffs, and Angeli at that point, through 12 games, maybe could have won it. Like, how good would this kid have been? Mm-hmm. And then you could have got more work. If something happens, you got Minchie and Carr. I mean, anyway, we got to continue on with what we have, and I got to get off it. But babyface Leonard, man. I don't know if he puts milk on his face and lets the cat lick it off, but he's got to grow up some.
Oh my God. That's defense, though, has been playing pretty damn good. So I do have to say,
yeah, defense awesome.
NIU game, they've kind of stepped up and brought it. I can't remember the stats of last week, but like you were saying, we lost one guy to a torn ACL.
Yeah, Boubacar.
He's our
injury bug. Backer? Injury bugs got us this year. Yeah, I mean, he was playing so good.
I know.
I love that kid. And then we lost another O lineman too. I forget. Yeah.
And
we're sorry, folks. We're doing our job really well.
It was a quick get together show that we were just like, we need to get.
Well, we had a lot going on. I was moving. It's life happens,
Life happens, exactly.
Remember, we're not sports aficionados. We're just two cool dudes. Yeah, we're just two cool dudes and friends talking shit about our favorite team.
And talking shit.
Talking
shit. We got our idiot of the week that we have picked. You and I. This is.
You want to go first?
This is brought to you by our other podcast. This is an Idiots Sports Fandom podcast, which eventually we need to get on.
We are going to get in there.
I got the baseball playoffs going on right here. We both hate the fucking Mets. It's now 6-0 Mets.
Oh man, they've been the best team since the All-Star break. I mean, it's just that. Anyway,
but I did win my bet with Heather, so that's good. And we're going to Pittsburgh next year.
Awesome.
So I already picked it. I'm just glad that game 162 went to the Braves. That's all that mattered to me.
Yeah, but it's also too, that was an embarrassing playoff show. He should have started Fried game 1.
I know.
He should have put it all in the line on game 1.
All right. So
anyway,
idiot of the week. Mine, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, you go first.
This is an idiot of the week that Dennis had previously before. Nick Saban. Thank you, Nick Saban, for fueling the Vanderbilt fan base. My God, it's hard to talk with no teeth. I mean,
Nah,
come on.
you're doing great, champ.
The Vanderbilt fan base.
Man, you're doing great,
I,
honestly.
I swear I'm from Nashville with no teeth here. So,
Oh,
or Tennessee, whichever. So
or no, the toothbrush was invented in Kentucky or Tennessee because it was invented anywhere else, it'd be called a teeth brush.
yeah,
Woo!
good one there. Good one there.
Thanks.
So Saban a couple weeks ago during game day made this statement. He said, the only place you're going to play in the SEC that's not hard to play is Vanderbilt. As we all know, number one Alabama lost to the unranked Vanderbilt 40-35. The fans stormed the field. I know you hate the storming the field shit, but I thought this was pretty cool.
No, that's the game those kids should have stormed. That's when you storm the field.
Okay, so you don't like the meaningless ones, like
dude, seriously?
I agree. So anyway, so the fan base basically brought down the goalpost, walked more than 3 miles down
Awesome.
legendary Broadway in downtown Nashville.
That's when you do it.
River, and they threw the fucking goalpost in the river. So a couple years ago, when Tennessee beat Alabama,
Yeah,
the Tennessee fans did the same thing to that river right there as well.
yeah.
Pretty cool seeing that. So my idiot of the week this week, Nick Saban. Thank you for that. Dennis,
Yeah.
who was your idiot of the week?
My idiot of the week are the pollsters and stuff. There's too many. I mean, I can't for the life of me understand at best, Alabama should be number 10. They lost to a 2-2 unranked Vanderbilt team who was 0-60 against top 5 ranked. They've never beat a number 1 opponent, let alone top 5. They've never, and I think it's been like 40 some odd. I don't know if Vanderbilt's ever beat Alabama.
No, I don't. Maybe way.
Wait, who? I'd have to research. But again, you don't lose. It was like Notre Dame had the longest thing. Notre Dame, you don't lose to Navy. Well, thanks, Charlie fucking Weiss. Anyway, and Kelly, he lost to him once too. So you just don't lose those games. So the pollsters, because, and I'm not saying Notre Dame shouldn't be in the top 10. I'm not, but I can't see how you still put Alabama at 7. Not only that, yeah, they beat Georgia and they hung up, but they were up 28-0 on Georgia. Where's that defense been for the last 6 quarters?
Yeah.
They allowed Georgia to come back in the second half, and Georgia was up. And if it wasn't for that amazing 17-year-old who first play and he got it,
man.
I mean, he, first play after Georgia took the lead, Bama scores. I mean, it's amazing. But they took that, they did the Notre Dame bait and believed in their own bullshit, and look what it got them. I can't. They should not again and I wouldn't even vote them number 10. But that's what I give them. I can't see how they only dropped 7 spots to losing to an unranked Vanderbilt team who is 2-2 and who again had the lead the whole game.
A quick question on this one: how far did Notre Dame drop after they lost to NIU?
Dude, fucking all the way down to like 18 or some shit, and they were 5.
Okay, so they dropped 13 or so spots.
13 or 14 spots.
Alabama dropped.
Do you see what I'm saying? And the reason why also Alabama doesn't get the benefit of the doubt anymore. You know why? Because Nick Saban is gone.
Yeah. So like you said,
it's Kalen DeBoer's team. They lost it. If Saban wouldn't have lost to Vanderbilt. They would have never lost that game. Because you know what the best thing about Saban was? He never let his teams believe their own hype. That's why they were so good for so fucking long.
Yeah, and then you see, I don't know if you saw the very end of the game, the one defensive back who basically...
Oh, yeah, he turned into a shithead. He kicked the ball, threw the ball at the ref.
It's like...
That's a poor sport, man.
If Saban was the coach then...
Oh, he would have. Exactly.
Ripped off the field.
That's what I'm saying. Notre Dame used to have this, but they just don't anymore, and I don't know if we'll ever get it back.
So, yeah, there's our fun idiot.
That's the idiot of the week.
That is from our podcast, An Idiot's Guide to Sports Fandom. Like I said, it will come back probably very soon. Only because of the fact that we have the baseball and we got the hockey and we got the basketball starting and we got...
And you can talk a little NFL.
Yeah, so we got a lot going on. It's just finding time for all this shit is not easy. So there you go. All right.
Yeah.
So this Saturday.
All right. This Saturday.
Notre Dame hosts 2 and 3 Stanford at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Notre
Stanford Cardinal.
20, yeah, the Stanford Cardinal is a 23.5 favorite, and the over-under is 45.5. That doesn't really say much about what they think Stanford's going to do score-wise with that
Right.
spread and that over-under. So what do we expect? I'm going to start.
Yeah, please.
I'm kind of expecting what we've been getting the past couple weeks with the Miami of Ohio game and the Louisville game. Just some stagnant offense, but really good defense. That's all I kind of see happening. Running game should probably do pretty damn good. I didn't see what
I wish they'd commit to the run more.
I think we all do. Because
Yeah.
the fact that looking at the stats of our running backs, it's very pedestrian compared to the last several years. And
Seriously.
it's just our, and I can't put this on the wide receivers because I think obviously I said this earlier, our quarterback
Yeah,
had
we got a quarterback that can't get it to him.
so that's a problem right there. And we might lose obviously some other people in the process going forward. I just want to know, so we have a freshman, Cam Williams. Has this guy even fucking played?
No, they're probably preserving his
They
shirt, but
redshirting him?
maybe, but that's
This
the thing
was
though with I think we'll start
five-star
seeing him
wide
at the end of the year.
what?
They're letting these wide receivers down because they got a guy who can't get anybody the ball. I just I don't want to go back down the Riley
We'll
Leonard
do our
rabbit
final
hole, but
score after Dennis does what he thinks. What do you expect?
I think Notre Dame should win this game. I just hope that I it's hard for me because they don't get up for home games.
Yeah, that's
And oh, real quick shout out to Kevin. Obviously, you all hear me talk about Kevin all the time, but Kevin has a really good friend because Kevin's from Boston, and his son plays cornerback for the Stanford Cardinal. I forget his name. Excuse me, Kevin. I'm sorry. But shout outs to him and his friend. I think that's really awesome. And he got his first start like last week or whatever. So as a proud papa, Kevin was texting me. I think it's pretty cool.
Daniels. Ashton
Uh,
Daniels?
no.
Not the starter.
I mean, you have to say some other cornerback names.
Lamson is the last name. You got Justin Lamson. No.
Uh-huh.
You
I
also
don't think so.
have Elijah Brown.
Okay.
Those are the three quarterbacks.
Let me see if I can find it in our thread real quick.
Anyway, okay. So
it's pretty exciting. So and I made a joke back to Kevin. He's like, he's getting his first start. And I was like, oh, well, they're playing ND in a couple weeks. I said the kid will probably have the best game of his career against ND.
yeah.
So I think ND should win. I really hope they are over it and like get back to having a chip on their shoulder because they haven't proven anything. And I mean, they haven't done a thing. The Texas A&M win, as great as it was, is it going to be that great? Maybe A&M rocks out now because they beat Missouri. Who knows? I hope they keep going on. But I think I'll take Notre Dame by maybe 17 points. Stanford always gets up. I mean, it's not the Stanford with Jim Harbaugh and David Shaw.
Yeah.
But it's Stanford, but they'll probably be tired because they got this. They're in the ACC now, so they're bouncing all over the country.
That's it.
So
you said about a 17-point win.
Yeah, why not?
All right, I'm actually going to pick a score again. So I'm going
to do a score.
One is going to be 38-7.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong because I've been picking. Well, I mean, I hope Notre Dame wins, but I was hot last year. This year, I don't think I've gotten any of them right.
Oh, you have 0 games picked correctly.
See, but that's I guess that's good because I picked them to lose. I think I picked Purdue to beat them.
Yeah.
No, I picked Louisville. I picked them to beat Louisville, didn't I?
No, because you remember you picked that right in front. Oh, well, we didn't. Okay.
Oh, I'm talking about
our preseason. Yes,
not preseason weekly. The preseason one, yeah.
Yeah, preseason one you did, but the last episode we did with Malik, you picked.
I picked Purdue, right? Purdue's awful.
He smoked them. So, all right. So, like I said, 38-7. That's what I have for the final score. Dennis is just given a 17-point spread there.
Yeah. I'll say Notre Dame. You know what? It probably will be more than 17 because their defense is good, and I hope they continue to.
That's
Plus, they had a week off, and Notre Dame is usually really man. Maybe they will blow them out now because they did have a bye week, and Marcus Freeman is always really good when he's got a couple weeks to prepare.
So what do you got there?
Maybe it'll be like bloodletting. Maybe I will take that over the 23.5. Yeah. Because in Stanford, I mean, they're 2-3. Who'd they beat? I don't even know.
I can go back into it real quick. But anyway,
yeah.
What is the score that you had?
Oh, let's go with 38-10.
38-10. So Stanford lost to TCU to start the season, beat Cal Poly, beat Syracuse at Syracuse, lost to Clemson at Clemson, and then lost to Virginia Tech at home.
Yeah, and Virginia, all those teams are bad. So yeah,
Clemson was 17. That was the only one.
I'd love to see if they can rip off. Like, let's go with let's have two guys with 200 yards rushing. You know what I mean? I don't care if one of them was Leonard, but give me Jeremiah Love. Give me.
I was just gonna say, outside of Leonard, give me two guys with 100 yards rushing.
Love is so money right now. That guy is so sweet. I love him so fucking much. He's so goddamn good. Give him the fucking ball.
Give me a wide receiver with 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of
nice. And let's get a defense with maybe at least one kind of defensive touchdown. And let's get a couple picks, man. A couple fumble recoveries.
Yeah, we need. This is a game to basically make right. I know we kind of said that against Purdue and the other ones, but this is a game, like you said, after the bye, they need to make this game right and kind of just be like, fuck you, we're just going to rip it up and just put some points on the board, put some yardage on you, and we're just going to knock you dead.
Yeah.
So that's
kind of agree more.
Now, looking at this week's slate for the NCAA, holy shit, I didn't know there were so many good games out.
Is there again?
Yeah, so we have the Red River rivalry. Texas is at Oklahoma. So number 1 Texas is at 18 Oklahoma.
Nice.
State is at USC. Number 4 Penn State. I'm figuring Penn State's going to win that, but you never know because it's at USC. You have Purdue at Illinois. You have Mississippi State at Georgia, whatever. Florida at Tennessee should also be a good one too. But
Florida Gators?
Florida Gators at 17. 3-2. Undefeated Ohio State at undefeated Oregon.
That's a good game. 2 versus 3.
That's the Saturday morning
show. Big Ten matchup.
Ooh,
I got Ohio State.
Number 3. I'm taking Oregon.
I got Ohio State. Oregon isn't impressive this year. They've been squeaking by. They don't, I don't. They got Dylan Gabriel still as the Heisman favorite. I guess I haven't watched an Oregon game.
Speaking of Heisman favorite, I put a couple bucks on.
Milroe lost it.
Travis Hunter.
He lost it with the last. I mean, it's going to be hard not to give it to Travis Hunter, man.
Travis Hunter.
That kid's playing like 180,000 snaps a game.
He's basically playing all but 2 or 3 snaps a game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nuts.
He had a touchdown and also an interception in the game. I think he's had that a couple times now this year, and that hasn't happened in years.
Yeah, he's something else. That kid is really something else.
After a couple games too, you got Ole Miss at LSU.
Yeah.
And then Iowa State at West Virginia. West Virginia started off 0-2, but they've been 3-0 their last 3 games. So
the Fighting McAfees.
The Fighting McAfee. Yeah. And then Boise State. Oh, speaking of Boise State, that
running back. Holy smokes, he could win the Heisman. I'd vote for him for the Heisman.
He has over 1,000 yards in 5 games already. It'll
be nice that if they pick it right, like Travis Hunter and this kid, like enough with these bust ass quarterbacks. I mean, Joe Burrow's great, Trevor Lawrence great. Well, maybe not great.
Trevor Lawrence was great in college.
I mean, even Jalen Hurts, he's good, but
Ashton Genty.
Excuse me.
Ashton Genty is averaging 14.3 yards per carry.
Come on.
14.3.
That's incredible.
What does he have? Can't have only 3 rushing touchdowns. What was that last week? No, here we go. He's averaging 10.9 yards per carry. And this isn't, again, 5 games. 95 carries, 1,031 yards, 16 touchdowns.
Wow.
Notre Dame doesn't even have 16 touchdowns as an offense, I don't think.
And we haven't played any more hard of a schedule than Boise State has. I mean, think about who we've had.
Playing Hawaii this week.
NIU, Purdue, Miami of Ohio, and well, Louisville is okay, but and Texas A&M. I mean,
95 carries.
God, I don't get it, man. I guarantee you we'd have put points up if we had Angeli under
4-1. 4-1. How do you give a guy Okay, so what is that? 20, yeah, it's about 20, 25 a game, 20 a game. Okay, that's kind of what it used to be. I just feel like it's a lot, but obviously it's not as much as I
No,
thought.
it's just they don't, it's more it's so finesse now,
10.9 yards per carry.
Incredible.
He's averaging a first down on every run. Unreal.
Oh man, so good.
So yeah,
so fucking good.
That's our show.
That's a good week of college football.
Yeah, everybody. I think I'm gonna be stuck on watching that. I'm gonna be back down here in Cincinnati in about 2 weeks when the Eagles come in to play the Bengals. I'm gonna be out tailgating at one of those. So unfortunately both teams are prop right now. So
yeah.
Eagles are 1-4 and the Eagles are, I think, 2-2. So
now that I'm back in the restaurant world, I will be, working Saturdays, so I'll be having to watch the game on record
or on your phone
or on my phone. I'll sneak it in, but I can't. I got to make sure that can't let them see. I got to make sure I lead by example because then I got some cook who's watching this phone. But chef, you do it, and it's like I don't give a fuck.
It's Notre Dame, motherfucker. You're from
No, I learned it by watching you. All right, Dad.
Okay, Mark.
Where did you get this?
You're kind of turning into looking like that dad from that commercial.
I know. Look, I know you're right. That's why I moved out here. Had to get away from the big city lights.
Oh, so we're excited about another Notre Dame game this week. It's not having Notre Dame football on a Saturday, but you know what? Like we said, last week's games were fucking fire. So
yeah, man.
Can't complain about that. So we want to thank all of you guys for watching us. Dennis, any last words for this week's show?
Yeah, don't lose any more games.
Let's get in the top 12.
Let's go, man. Like, get us back. They can make some moves. It's a wonky season now, but there's not a lot of room for error for Notre Dame because there's still a lot of undefeated teams, and
yeah, there is. And
if they lose another game, they don't. If a 10-2 Notre Dame team doesn't make the playoffs.
So I don't want to be on that 11 to 15 range at the end of the year because I don't.
No, that's why I'm saying, everybody, again, think about it. If we didn't lose to NIU, we'd be 2 or 3.
Oh, easy.
Fucking
NIU. I'd say 3 or 4.
Dude, we were number 5 when we played them.
Correct, but you still have
Texas went back and forth, and
still have Oregon at 3. You have Ohio State at
2. They were lower. They were lower than us at one point. So I'm telling you, man,
we would have been top 5 easy. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, how do we not? We were 5. We would have kept going up. That was week 2.
True. That is right. Anyway, thanks you all for watching and listening. So we are ND Nation Podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our website, wearendnation.com. You can follow me all over the place. Also, my Tailgater show, which I'm going to be dropping the one with the heroes this week. So today is Tuesday. The show will be out by tomorrow morning, Wednesday, and then you should see the Tailgater show later in the week as well. So yeah, make sure you follow us there. And until next week, go Irish.
Go Irish. And
keep the trees.
Yeah. Fuck trees.
Fuck the trees.
Fuck the trees.
Don't hug
mascot. Their mascot's a tree. Their mascot is a tree, but their mascot is a color. They are smart kids, so
we'll leave you with that.
Yeah, leave you with that. Go Irish.